Kawaki has taken everything away from Boruto. After almost 7 long years, the prophecy Momoshiki foresaw has come true. With the power of Omnipotence, the history of Naruto's universe has changed forever. The two brothers have swapped lives, with every single memory of their existence being switched around, affecting all humans on the planet. Boruto is now a rogue shinobi and the enemy of the world who killed Naruto, the 7th Hokage, whilst Kawaki is the biological son that everyone loves. But what are the most important memories that will affect the 4-year time skip? You know, the scene that we have been clickbaited on for almost 7 years? Well, firstly, the future scene with their face-off has been completely recontextualized. We have to remember, Boruto is narrating the past, as only a select few know the true history of Naruto and Hinata being sent to another dimension. Kawaki's goal is to end the age of shinobi, as he doesn't believe in its ability to stop Otsutsuki and the power creep that technology has brought to the new era. However, Boruto is the last shinobi capable of making a difference that goes up against him as the star of hope, linking back to Naruto and Sasuke's statement in chapter 10 that even if times change, the soul of a shinobi never does. Konoha is destroyed because Kawaki is willing to not only betray his own brother, but also the world, if that means Naruto is safe and the Otsutsuki are destroyed. With that, we come to the first major change, with Kawaki now being the son to Mitsuki instead. Mitsuki believes that the sun will illuminate his path to a brighter future, therefore completing Orochimaru's plan to enable Mitsuki to reach his potential that is hidden from the world. But since every memory has been switched to Kawaki, his Sage mode in chapter 79 is directed at Boruto. This brings us to our next point. Aren't Mitsuki's photos of Boruto that set him on his path physical items? Orochimaru had shown a photo of Boruto to him, as well as we can't forget that famous scene where he literally has a portrait of Boruto next to his bed that he looks at every morning. Well, those pieces of evidence have clearly not changed due to Omnipotence, as Boruto is still wearing Sasuke's headband, which should be in Kawaki's possession, according to their new story. Well, this is where the investigation of Boruto's innocence will start occurring. We already see the inconsistencies of Kawaki being Naruto's biological son being foreshadowed, as the NPC in chapter 79 questioned why he did not have a scar on his eye anymore. Everyone would remember that Boruto had given one in his act of treason. With these plot inconsistencies occurring more and more as time moves on, Kawaki will fall deeper into darkness, which refers to the future scene where Boruto states, "I did not know you would go this far." On our live stream, one of our subscribers brilliantly points out that Eida's love for Kawaki will give him access to the Senragon and intel at all times due to its omniscience. With the investigation taking place regarding the truth, those that try to expose Kawaki will be eliminated. This is foreshadowed by the fact that Kawaki has every ability in his arsenal to take down those that try to expose him. He can delete his chakra completely with no signal coming out, on top of using Sukuna Hikona where no one would be able to see him carry out assassinations. But lastly, the fact that he brought up the idea that no one has the balls to go against the Hokage's son, which he is now, it only proves how he will use this to his advantage. All of this could lead to Sasuke's death, for example, since Sasuke will be one of the first people to realize what has happened by his memories returning due to witnessing Boruto holding his headband, and of course Sarada, his daughter, not being affected by Omnipotence. Especially since, according to Sasuke's memories, Kawaki would be his student now and should know the Rasengan. Which reminds me, Kawaki would now be the one that caused the Rinnegan incident. He's the one that took out his eye. But since Sasuke would witness this inconsistency, he would question things, just like how Jiraiya had discovered that Sasuke had time traveled to the past by deciphering his inconsistent story, appearance, and abilities. This is where he had to use the Sharingan and wipe out his memories. What's important to remember here is Sasuke's his promise to Boruto when he gave him the headband. Sasuke has explained that it is his responsibility to kill Boruto if he ever loses control again. This, however, now applies to Kawaki. Thus, when Sasuke sees his student following a dark path, abandoning his shinobi values and attacking the village, he will act on his promise to try to kill his own student. But speaking of memories, our subscriber Red Hollow Music points out that in the anime, Orochimaru displayed the ability to back up mitsukis in a computer to watch them, implying that even he and his son can be brought back quite easily compared to others. So if you'd like a shout out just like these lovely people who have the notification bell on, why not become a channel member and join the live streams? A like would also help me continue making these videos. For example, everyone in the community is questioning Boruto's appearance. Wouldn't the world see that he looks exactly like the 7th Hokage? Especially since chapter 7 and multiple episodes point out the fact that everyone sees an uncanny resemblance to Naruto in Boruto, right? Well, again, let's not forget that Naruto was the 4th son, but that didn't stop them from abusing him, did it? You know what I'm saying?
That one there was a violation.
On top of that, Omnipotence is a Shinjutsu. Momoshiki describes it as a godly ability within a godly ability, which means that it can achieve the impossible. People would rather trust their own memories as factual since they lived it, as Momoshiki brings up the idea that humanity has had their memories wiped multiple times when Otsutsuki achieved godhood in chapter 79. However, one thing is clear: the two women who happen to be in love with Boruto have not been affected. This leads us to believe that loving an Otsutsuki stops you from having omnipotence alter your state of mind. Since we know Eida's love charm has mixed with Kawaki's desire to make the omnipotence manifest, it would result in an outcome that fulfills their wish. For example, if Sarada and Sumire have their memories changed like everybody else, that would mean they would actually be in love with Kawaki, as every interaction that made them fall in love with Boruto would be Kawaki instead. But she wouldn't want that scenario, as she seeks her prince for herself, as ordinary humans cannot provide her true love due to her ability in the first place. Now, you may be wondering, ABD, isn't Mitsuki in love with Boruto? Why has he been affected? On the contrary, the girls, just like Eida, are romantically in love with them, instead of like a brother or friend. This idea of love also links with Sarada's ability to gain the Mangekyo Sharingan via this feeling, rather than the curse of hatred that the Uchiha clan had. Sasuke had destroyed this curse, and it no longer exists. According to Tobirama, the Uchiha are deeply committed to friendship and love, but when they lose the person they cherish, their love can instantly turn to hatred, making them more motivated to do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. However, the emotion can also be positive, driven by a desire to protect, mentioned in chapter 242, or reunited with a loved one as seen in Naruto chapter 704. This concept is explored more in Naruto, as we were told the Sharingan is described as an eye that reflects the heart. When they feel extreme emotion like despair, it causes a manifestation of unique chakra inside the brain, which in turn impacts the optic nerve, giving birth to a new kind of Sharingan. So by Sarada being loving and caring just like Naruto, her Sharingan will reflect upon those emotions. This theme is further substantiated when Sarada first awakened the Sharingan. Naruto explained the concept of Ninshu and the will of fire to her. Another example is in chapter 19, when Naruto points out that Boruto and Sarada share a special connection through chakra. Therefore, when Sarada asks an important question to Naruto, why should someone value a person not even related to them, Naruto says, it's the feeling of love. And you know what's funny? Kawaki's admission of his jealousy of Boruto's life is something he spoke to Sarada about. Kawaki and Sarada have a clear parallel with each other, as in chapter 39, she admits her jealousy of Boruto having an awesome dad like Naruto, whereas Sasuke was always away trying to protect Konoha from Otsutsuki. She reminded Kawaki of their shared feelings of love with Naruto, as they all have the same goal of wanting to save him. All of this connects and foreshadows how Sarada goes up against Kawaki to bring out the truth. It cannot be a coincidence that Kaguya learned to love by eating the chakra fruit, which contained human essence and DNA, which led to her betrayal of the clan in the first place. This swiftly brings us to the next point. Did you realize that Kawaki would now be the one that went with Sasuke and Naruto to defeat Momoshiki and Ishiki? He would have done the father-son Rasengan that ended up defeating Momoshiki and receiving his karma mark, as well as ending up on TV just as Boruto did in chapter 56 after defeating Ishiki. Shikadai stated in chapter 60 that ever since the Ishiki attack, members of the public began to question and fear Kawaki, but now he will be celebrated as Konoha's hero, whilst Boruto will be the one that is feared, just like Naruto once did when he was a child. All in all, this scenario wouldn't make much sense to Sasuke, however, as their respective arsenal of jutsu won't be matching. According to the memories, Boruto would be modified by ninja tech and have the Dharma gun that Ishiki would have given him, whereas Kawaki should have a huge karmic chest scar that Momoshiki would have provided, since in chapter 68, Boruto is the one that killed him in front of his own father. Boruto would have Ishiki's abilities and Kawaki would have Momoshiki's, let alone that their karmic designs are on the opposite hands now and are totally different, since each karmic design is unique to the Otsutsuki. Now, if Kishimoto wants to make the writing of the story even easier, since it will be quite hard not to make retcons with this plot twist, he may state that Eida's omnipotence made sense of the memories for all the characters, as in they had different powers in the past that made the same results occur, therefore not having to address this major issue that the entire community has discovered, such as rather than Kawaki using a Rasengan on Momoshiki, he would have used the huge energy blasts he normally uses instead. These discoveries also include the fact that Kawaki is now Himawari's brother and Neji's nephew, which leads to Boruto being the one that saved Himawari against Delta and supposedly was learning the ninja way that he found to be useless. This difference in plot would lead to Boruto rebuilding the vase that was broken, which was a metaphor that highlighted his yearning for power, whom Amado took advantage of in chapter 60. This entire time, Amado would be chasing Boruto now to bring his daughter back to life, as the memories would tell him he has Ishiki's karma. Boruto would have been adopted by Ishiki Otsutsuki and is a former Kara member, leading to Kashin Koji and Amado thinking their mission revolves around him. Amado will do everything he can now to ensure that Boruto cannot die and always will be in his possession. The same goes for Kashin Koji. However, just like Sasuke, Kashin Koji would be quick to figure out that Boruto isn't the person his memories are telling him he is. Kashin Koji's main goal in Kara, other than drawing out Ishiki, was to protect Kawaki and get him away from danger. He even hijacked Victor's airship and killed him to get Kawaki out of Kara. Thus, he was very familiar with how Kawaki worked, as he oversaw his development in episode 188. So similarly, just like Sasuke and Jiraiya in the past, when Boruto doesn't display any signs of being modified by ninja tech, alarm bells will begin to ring in his head. And since we're on the topic of Kara, Code's goal has also changed. Before, he wanted to feed Boruto to the god tree and kill Kawaki to avenge Ishiki. His backstory also highlights his hatred for Kawaki for being the chosen one. The switcheroo will mean now Boruto's life is in danger, as Code will be hunting him down. That's if Eida's ability can reach the Otsutsuki dimension Code is currently in. Now, to enjoy more peak fiction, why not discover Shank's true power that was finally revealed after 25 years? It's crazy! My man is the strongest hockey in the whole series.